Signs your parallel self is trying to communicate with you. Have you ever had the strange feeling that your life could have been completely different? As if, somewhere else, another version of you is living a totally different story? What if I told you this is more than just a passing thought? Quantum physics already suggests the existence of multiple realities coexisting simultaneously. But what few talk about is that these realities are not isolated. Your consciousness may be connecting with parallel versions of yourself, and the most astonishing part? They might be trying to communicate with you. But how do you know when this is happening? What are the signs that your parallel self is sending you a message? If you've ever experienced déjà vu, had strange dreams, or noticed impossible coincidences, then maybe it's time to pay attention. Today, you'll discover how to recognize these hidden messages and, more importantly, how to use them to transform your life. But first, are you sure you're ready to see what's been right in front of you all along? What are parallel realities? Imagine your life as a tree. Every decision you make creates a new branch, a new possibility. Some versions of you have taken completely different paths, and these realities are not separated by unbreakable barriers. On the contrary, they are connected. Have you ever felt a strong intuition, as if you knew something without any logical explanation? Or had the impression that a dream was more than just a dream? This might be the connection between you and your version in another timeline. But the big question is, can these versions interfere with your current destiny? If so, how do you recognize the signs? 5 signs your parallel self is trying to communicate with you. Now that you understand these realities may be interconnected, let's explore the most evident signs that something or someone is trying to send you a message. 1. Déjà vu. Have you lived this before? Have you ever entered a place for the first time, but had the unmistakable feeling that you've been there before? Or started a conversation and midway through, realized you knew exactly what the other person was about to say? Science tries to explain déjà vu as a brain error. But what if it's not just that? What if, at that moment, you are experiencing a crossover of realities, accessing memories from another version of yourself who has already lived that moment? And the most important question, what does this mean for you now? 2. Strange dreams and visions during sleep. Dreams can be much more than random stories created by the brain. Many spiritual traditions believe they are portals to other dimensions. Have you ever dreamed of an unknown place, yet it felt incredibly familiar? Or woken up with the feeling that you received an important message, but couldn't remember the details? And more, have you ever experienced a lucid dream where you realize you're dreaming and have control over what happens? If so, you might have accessed a fragment of another version of your life. The question is, are these versions trying to show you something? And if so, what should you do with this information? 3. Synchronicities and coincidences that feel like signs. You think about someone you haven't seen in years, and suddenly that person messages you. Or you keep seeing the same numbers repeatedly, 1111, 2222, 333, on clocks, license plates, receipts. Mere coincidence? Or is another version of you, in another reality, trying to guide you toward the right decision? If these synchronicities are messages, what message is being sent to you? 4. Inexplicable changes in your personality or interests. Has it ever happened that, without explanation, you develop a new interest or skill? As if suddenly you know how to do something you never learned. Or perhaps you start feeling a strong urge to completely change your life, job, city, as if something inside you knows this is the right path. It could be that a version of you, in another reality, has already made that choice. And now, that shift is vibrating into your current consciousness. But the real question is, will you ignore this impulse or use it to accelerate your evolution? 5. The feeling of being out of place. Have you ever had the unmistakable feeling that something about reality seems off? As if, for a brief moment, you were in a world that isn't yours? Some people report moments when their surroundings feel slightly different. Colors more vivid, sounds altered. A subtle sense that something changed with no logical explanation. This could be a sign that you momentarily shifted between realities, accessing a different timeline. The big question is, how can you do this consciously? How to connect with your best parallel self? Now that you recognize the signs, what should you do with this information? 1. Practice visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine a version of yourself who has already achieved everything you desire. How does this version act? How does it think? What does it do every day? Feel yourself living that reality. Because the more you connect with that energy, the faster your reality begins to align with it. 2. Reprogram your mind with powerful questions. Whenever a negative thought arises, ask yourself, would this higher version of me think this way? What would my best version do in this situation? Over time, your vibration will start aligning with that new reality. And when that happens, changes begin to occur rapidly. 3. Pay attention to dreams and intuitions. Keep a journal. Write down your dreams, intuitions, and any synchronicities that feel like signs. Because the more you pay attention, the clearer the path becomes. 4. Tune into the signs. Next time you notice a synchronicity, ask yourself, is this just a coincidence? Or am I receiving a message? Whatever the answer, pay attention. Because when you start noticing these signs, something incredible happens. You stop being a spectator of your life and become the creator of your reality. Are you ready to take control of your reality? If these signs are appearing for you, it means one thing: you are ready to awaken to your true reality. The only question left is, will you ignore them or finally pay attention? If this resonated with you, tell me, have you ever experienced any of these signs? Drop a comment below. I want to know. Because those who recognize the signs are the ones who change their reality.